Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles. Today we're going to talk about something that... this is one of those pet peeves anymore. It didn't used to bother me. It bothers me now. It really drives me kind of nuts. This is a Kurt idea, so don't hate me. Blame him for this if you don't like it. Kurt said, Matt, it's time for a rant again. So by God, we're fucking going to rant today. And we are going to rant about something that is actually kind of annoying. So on the back of this board, waiting for a big reveal, I have got mapped out by Caleb. Caleb did the writing so you can read it. Make sure I count it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gene snake. That is a double recessive. So 2 recessive genes and 3 incomplete dominant genes in this bad boy here. And we're going to show you all the ways to say it. And then we're going to tell you what should be the proper one, what should be the market standard, what we should all do to not have confusion amongst new people and not have confusion amongst other things, not have people go about that, and just not have to answer fucking stupid questions in a reptile show that you get tired of answering all the time. You know how we avoid that? We name shit the same goddamn way. We all do it the same. We all do it in the same order. We all make it really simple. And then guess what? We don't all have to answer the same fucktarded question over and over again. Am I right? Would that not be a better world? How many times do you want to go to a show or get the message in your inbox that says, what's all in that? Because they don't know what the fucking combo is. Well, maybe don't use the fucking combo name and just write out what the fuck is in it. Makes it easier. But even then, people get confused. Or they get, you're like, well, man, I'm writing out 15 fucking things. Yeah, you got to write a little more. I get it. That kind of sucks. But just do it. And let's do it the same way. That way it's easy to digest. Everybody's on the same page. Now, before I get completely ripped apart, yes, there was a reason these cutesy ass little combo names came up. It all stretches back to that one big old place out there on the East Coast we've all heard of, Nerd, right? I believe it was Kevin that made the first combo name. I want to say it might have been Bumblebee even. Don't quote me on that. But it was a very early one. I think that came out of, I know that Bumblebee came from Kevin. That name did. And we can thank Kevin as being the mastermind behind all these cutesy, artsy, fartsy names for shit, right? Before we all roast Kevin, it was fucking genius to do it then. Because it had a cutesy name, it sold better. We were only making combo snakes, like that was the first, two incomplete dominant combo snake in the ball python world. So there wasn't a lot of that stuff out there. It's a new world. We have thousands of different morphs out there now. By having them all have special combo names, it makes it even more difficult. Not doing it the same way in a standard way, it makes it more confusing. We have moved beyond where we were. We should change as a hobby. We should change, I think. In civilization, we've changed. They're trying to move us to electric cars, which kind of sucks balls. But you know what? I like cars. So let's look at car history for this. Back in the day, you used the biggest motor you could with a bunch of carburetors, and that was how you got horsepower. And nowadays, we're using fuel injection, direct injection, a lot of little cool tricks, and maybe even some turbos, and we can get really good horsepower and still have decent fuel economy and still have the car run properly. Why? Because we fucking changed! Our market should change too and move on. So here it is. The snake we're going to talk about that Caleb decided to map out the names is an Xantic Desert Ghost Fire Pastel Spider. And this is how you should write it. Right? Why? Because, let's think, every gene is labeled out. The only thing that could be confusing would be some people get that Desert Ghost as one gene, because there's also a desert and there's a ghost, and that was just a naming fuck up we can't fix. They're also in this thing we've had around forever that our teachers taught us in like fucking first grade. Look! A, then D, then F, and then P, and then S. Wait a minute. That's alphabetical order. Holy God! We should just always put it in alphabetical order. It's really simple. Then we go down here, and we got an Xantic Desert Ghost Firefly Spider. Okay, well, I know what that is, but if you're brand new, you're going to think that's a gene, that's a gene, that's a gene, and that's a gene. But I've seen this written before. Why? Because this is pastel fire. But we could have also put it in there another way, because we could have called that there's a name for a firefly spider.
I didn't find anything on Morph Market, so I don't know.
I'm trying to think of what it was. Maybe a fire bee. Could have put that in there.
Fire bee was without pastel.
It is. but there's something with the, fire. Yeah, let me figure it out. Xantic, Bumblebee, Desert Ghost, Fire. So here, we're just, instead of Firefly, we're doing Bumblebee. I mean, and it's got a combo name in it. So why are we using this combo name in one and this combo name in the other? Why would it be both? Oh, because you got fire in this one, and pastel. But you got pastel and fire, so now you can't. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking annoying. And here you have an Xantic, Desert Ghost, Fire Bee pastel. And then here, Desert Ghost, Fire, Zebra Bee. This is a 3 combo name involving a recessive, 2 single genes. These are all the same fucking snake. And you could have written it a few different other ways if you'd have tried. Yeah. You could probably get another 3 or 4 more if we really fucked with it. Here's my point, though. When you go into a show and you're a customer walking around and you're new, remember new, just getting into this, and you're swimming in all these genes you've heard and all of this, and you can see this same snake 5 times and not realize it's the same snake. That's problematic. If we were to list things like this, and sure, you can shorthand Axe, DG, Fire, Pastel, if you wanted. I don't care about that. You know, I would. I'm writing that somewhere. But if we list it out for like this, so all the genes are listed in the same way, right? And everything else is stomped with some of the cutesy names because, man, their place has kind of come and gone. Now they just add confusion in something like this because you know, it doesn't have any rhyme or reason. Again, Spider's not included in the combo. Here, Fire's not included in the combo. You know, here, Pastel's missing from the combo. And you see my point. It's just, it's kind of a mess, you know. Yeah. Whereas this, ladies and gentlemen, would make it simpler. And now, while I erase that, Caleb's going to start writing something else. And this is also a problem in the game of naming. And this is even a bigger problem. That pisses me off greatly. Because half of this is just stubbornness, and the other half of this is greed. I can be stubborn. I understand that. I'm not greedy. I think greed sucks ass. I think greedy people kind of suck ass. So start writing me things up here that are the same. The same. Again, this happens for a good reason. I have a project. We'll pick on that Mind Flayer thing we're working on. Okay? Actually, we'll pick on Hellfire. That project, which we always say is a project. If we finish out proving out that Hellfire was just a random line of pastel that popped up, which is possible still, what are we going to call it? Pastel. We're going to say, yep, we started this Hellfire project. Here's where we worked it. Here's what we found out. It's pastel. We're not going to call it anything else. We're going to call it pastel. If we really want to separate it because we think it's nicer or brighter or whatever, we would just call it Olympus line pastel. But still pastel. Why? Because that's what it is. Pastel does not need another name. So once we prove that, that's where we're going to go. But yet here in this market, we keep these extra names. They probably started because people didn't realize they were the same. That's understandable. But once we have that knowledge, yet these 2 names stay floating out there, and people still argue that they're different, even though we know they're not, some of them through genetic testing at this point, then they're only arguing it because 1, they want more money for whatever the name they're using is, or 2, it's some sense of pride thing that they're dealing with. I don't get it myself, you know. Oh yeah, I haven't heard that one in a long time. Damn, he's come up with some I forgot about. Some of them we don't have too many. You know, the one name's kind of taken over, thankfully. You have to get all of them. That's enough. Okay.
That'll work for now.
Here's a couple. Butter lesser. Lesser butt. Why do we still have both? Let's just pick one. I usually say lesser. If the market says we're going to call them all butters, I don't fucking care. We'll call them all butters. I don't really give a shit. But let's pick one. Banana / coral glow. Same thing. Again, one person had banana, one person had coral glow. Back then, there wasn't as much chit-chatting going back and forth, especially on secretive projects. They both worked it. They both bought it from the same importer. Didn't tell either one. He sold it to somebody else. And that's how we end up with 2 different lines of the same thing. They both said it's the same shit. It's the same shit. Let's pick a name. Let's just pick a name. Let's just do it. Calico Sugar. Same thing. Let's pick a name and go with it. Phantom and Mystic. And then this gets into cutesy, stupid combo names. Because you can make the same combo because we have Phantom and Mystic. Now you have Purple Passions and Mystic Potions, which is literally the same fucking combo. Just did you use a Phantom type of Mystic or the Mystic type of Mystic? One name. Fire, Flame, Sulfur. There's 47 names of fire. We all know that. Cryptic and Amur. Those have been proven to be the same now, I think, right?
I'm pretty sure.
So if they're believing we need one name. DG Enhancer. I think that's been proven to be the same.
Oh, I forgot a big one.
Oh yeah, get that son of a bitch up there. We should pick one name. And some of these it's very easy, okay? Like here, you know, these came out, where'd they go? These came out the same time. It's really hard to kind of pick one. These, there's a story on how it kind of got separated out. It's kind of hard to pick one. Like here, if one of them was in existence long before, then that should be the name. Same here, right? With Blitz, Hurricane, and Trick. I want to say, and my memory tells me, Trick was probably the original, but I'm not 100% sure on that. You know, and if that's what the market settled on, look, guys, I've worked Blitz the whole time. But if the market settled on, we're going to call it Trick, that's fine with me. I don't give a shit. That's what we're going to call it. We, though, definitely... That's fucked up.
That's my favorite.
That's just... Yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. But we just need one name. One name! Just one. We don't need 47 names. We don't. Why do people do this? This is a prime example here, okay? A lot of the reason people do this is see if Spider Bolt... Oh, fuck, why'd you write that one? I have avoided this topic.
We can avoid it, but I just wanted to write it so they all know it's the same.
We're doing it.
Do not get tricked by this here.
Somebody put this out there, showed a snake that's obviously a spider, said it doesn't have wobble. They don't know what the fuck wobble is. I could pull up there a bolt and watch it wobble. Like they all do. It's maybe not severe. You gotta know what you're looking for. Most of my spiders, if you don't know what you're looking for, you wouldn't know they have wobble. But it's the same thing. But then we're gonna try to charge more for it, right? We're gonna try to charge. We're gonna try to charge more here. We're gonna try to charge more here. We're gonna try to charge. I've never really seen copper used that much, so those are probably not so much. Here, probably they charge more for goblins still. I don't think they do anymore. They're going to try to charge more here usually. I think I've seen Amur for higher than Cryptic, if I'm correct. That's been around for so long. These are kind of, they don't see much difference than those or anything else on there for charging purposes. But some of it is about money. This is the best example. We literally just renamed something because we probably didn't know Spider was in a combo and called it something new. Now, there's some great examples where this was done right. You want to know one example where it was done right? We're going to look to our neighbors to the north, okay? Now, one place where it was done right was when the first Xantic pied popped out, it was born, right? It was obviously an Xantic pied. And it was done by Marcus Jane, memory serves, Reptiles. They did not realize they had Xantic in the collection. So they had no idea what line it was or compatible with or if it was new. So they simply, rather than go, well, in that case, then let's just name it, you know, Rifle Bluing or some stupid ass shit, because it kind of does have that look to it, you know, or whatever. They said it's an Xantic. We're going to say it's the Marcus Jane line. We know it's compatible with itself. We don't know beyond that because here's the story. No problem with doing that. They said exactly what it was, and then I don't know if it's been proven to be compatible with something else since then or not. I wanted to say at one point I thought it had been proven to be compatible with VPI, which would mean it's just VPI. Don't hold me to that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, and you see this a lot with recessive stuff or stuff that's hard to see. I don't know how the hell that happened. That should have been easy to see. Because people buy something, right? They breed it, and then all of a sudden they hit something. And they're like, oh, well, hell, where'd that come from? Track it back, can't figure it out. It's not, you know, maybe it was hiding in one of theirs. The recessives is very common because you may have things that you just assumed aren't het. Somebody else assumed wasn't a het because somebody somewhere bought a snake that was a 50% het, didn't give a shit, bred it for whatever else, popped something out, didn't even mention the possibility of het because why, and it actually is passed on generationally. And then you end up popping out like that.
There's millions. I mean, literally, like, probably half the morphs
have another name. And that's just
Toffee and Candy.
Toffee and Candy. That's another one. God damn, yeah.
There's another Monsoon. There's
why?
Well, technically it came out before Monsoon, but Monsoon came last.
And Monsoon popped up in Dave Green's collection, if memory serves.
Yes. And the crystals.
And the crystals, right?
Yeah.
So could it have been a het pass through one? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we need to pick a name. Now, I don't think there's... A lot of times on something like that, there's nothing nefarious. Especially... Like, do I think any of these... Well, let me draw a line. There you go. Above here, nothing was nefarious. This was nefarious. Well, I'm going to talk about that. I get what you're saying. And I'm going to disagree with you here because I don't think that started off... Well, I know the history on it. Yeah, you're right. Fuck that. That was nefarious too, right? Now we'll put that line up there. That one was nefarious. That was a fucking cash grab bullshit.
But no, I don't think any of the others were.
No, like I don't think anything up down here was nefarious.
No.
You know, it was... But now that we know, like once you know they're the same, let's pick one name. As a hobby, I wish we'd have a way to do that. Now, how that should be done, I don't know. If one's,
Royal
I
Rumble
would say,
style.
was
Royal Rumble style.
I mean, if one is obviously more established name, then just go with that,
Yeah.
right? If they both came out the same time, like here, you know, I mean, there's really no good solution.
No.
I would say go with whatever's shorter. Because it's easier to write than Coral Glow, banana.
Yeah.
You know, same here. I'd probably go here though. This would be the one to be curious because Desert Ghost isn't shorter than Enhancer, but I think Desert Ghost was much more established when that line came out. Plus, I'm gonna write just DG, so I prefer that name. Cryptic Amur.
Before someone's in the comments like it's not Amur, it starts with an A. I'm pretty sure it's Amur, but there's the same gene, same as Cryptic.
Oh, am I saying that wrong?
No, I think it's Amir.
Oh.
I just can't remember if that's how it's spelled or if it's actually something different. But there's another Cryptic that starts with an A. Just throwing that out there before someone's in the comments like...
Yes. You know, and sometimes this is legit. I'll give you an example here. We can just line through these two for a second. You know, this was found inside of this, right? Mm-hmm. Those were found together along with Clown, if memory serves. And so, like, this, you know, obviously kind of had to have some different names to separate them when they figured that out and they did this right. You know, they have Clown, they have Cryptic, they have Desert Ghost. They're all obviously different, but one was hiding in there. So, like, that's the case of it doing right. I probably shouldn't have lined through those, but I did. If I had to pick, you know, let me pick my favorite names. I would keep Cryptic, I would keep Desert Ghost, I would keep Calico, I like that better, I would keep Coral Glow, I would keep Lesser over Butter. I'm probably wrong on that one, I'm just used to it. Here, just get rid of all the extra shit, keep Fire. Here, get rid of everything, keep the Yellow Belly. I think Mahog's way more established. I actually like the name Copper better than Mahogany, but I think Mahogany's more established. I'd keep that. Here, I don't give a fuck, but it's not that one. And this is stupid. Anybody who wants to keep that is a moron. So anyway, what would you do? Would you do that the same or different?
I think the only ones...
You didn't do the Phantom or Mystic.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
That one. Yeah, pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same?
Yeah, I'd keep Lesser. It just flows off my tongue better than Butter.
Exactly.
Banana is just what I'm used to. Calico's what I'm used to. Mystic's what I'm used to. Fire is better. It's just mostly what I'm used to.
I mean, truth be told, here's the only one I kind of hang up on because this is a more established name. I like to have the shorthand of 2 letters.
Yeah.
This is probably a better explanation of what the gene does.
Yeah, and it doesn't get confused with
It
Desert
doesn't get
and
confused.
Ghost. I get that.
So I could probably do this if I had a choice. But this is so well established, I'd leave it as it is. But I think this actually would have been a better name.
Yeah.
But fuck, it's what we are. This is, yeah.
Fun fact: there's actually 2 yellow belly genes they've genetic tested.
There are. And they look the same, do the same, but they're different
Just
genetically.
Yeah, you just can't tell them apart.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like, if this is any doubt, if somebody's like, well, I think they're different, then send in some goddamn sheds because I'm going to bet you all of this is correct in being the same. If we're wrong on one, okay, whatever. These have all 3 been proven to be the same. 100%. Nobody's gonna waste time genetically testing that bullshit. I don't know. Kurt, what do you think?
Yep.
What is your biggest naming pet peeve? Is it the stupid double names? Because now I tell people, oh, that's a nice banana. Oh, no, it's the Coral Glow. Well, tell me you know nothing without telling me you know nothing. Because if I show somebody one of mine, they're like, oh, I really like that Butter. Yeah, cool. You know, now I'm going to call it a Lesser because I'm used to saying it. They call it Butter. It's the same fucking shit. I don't get butt hurt. But I've seen people really get talk to you like you're dumb when you say banana, but theirs is a Coral Glow. It's the same fucking thing. Literally. Right now there's a guy fighting on his deathbed almost to protect Hurricane. It's the same shit. Oh, it's never been made supers. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Want to see some? Like, for fuck's sakes, man. It's just so goddamn annoying.
It's annoying.
It's just stupid. What are we fighting? It's like people fighting over just a little scrap trying to, like, if you're hanging your existence and your dignity on the fact that you got to name a ball python, your life is fucking pathetic. Like, if that's seriously. Is it a cool thing you did? Sure. But if you're going to fight just because you want to make sure you keep your credit and your name for... Bro, seriously, you need to get out more. Whoever you are. I don't care. It's... I would feel literally bad if that is the biggest accomplishment that you've ever had in your life. I feel bad for you. Is that terrible of me to say? Like, if that was the most exciting thing I'd ever done, that I was willing to try to die to, like, fight for one of these names. Oh my God, man. Just take me out back. Tell me I did a good job and put me down. Because my life is essentially that crappy. Kerning, you want to add?
No.
Kaylee, you want to add? Okay, stop fucking up the names. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that to bounce into you. We'll catch y'all next time.